All right, so we've been doing some on the water videos in the past, and we've done some prep. Some of those prep videos do far better than on the water videos. Really confusing, but you're here for some information. We're willing to give it always. It's what we do, what we practice and preach. So I'm going back to Colorado. For those of you that don't know, I lived in Colorado Springs for 4 years, spent a lot of time in the Alpine with two of my closest friends. I'm going to join them this weekend. So we've done all these prep videos. It's been a while, and we figured everybody wants to know. They want to talk about what gear we're bringing, what we're doing. We're going to pause here. All right, got everybody squared away. Back to the trip. Super excited about this. And like I said, we're going to go over the gear. You guys seem to watch these gear videos just as much, if not more, than the actual experience of us on the water. So, headed to Colorado, flying out tomorrow. Very excited. What am I bringing? How am I preparing when I have access to everything? You guys, that is a question that we get asked a lot. Well, you can grab anything. And theoretically, that is true, but Pete and I have to make a living, so we can't take everything. We have to sell everything. But what I'm actually going to bring. So, I got Douglas Sky G in a 4-weight and in a 5-weight, both Sky Gs. Really excited about it. If you've fished with me in the past, you know I love the Sky Gs. They're a phenomenal rod and phenomenal people, which means a lot. One thing I'm going to do, you guys watched our last video, before I put all of these in here, I've already done this with the 5-weight, I am going to check and make sure that I haven't smacked one of these rods with a big old spawn super bead somewhere and it's going to break on the first fish. So, broke a rod on the last outing. My best guess is that it's somewhere when I was throwing one of those jig-oriented flies, nicked it. It won't be what we're using, but it's no wonder it breaks so many rods. I do not want to hike into the backcountry, get to the lake and stream, and find out that that rod's broken. So I'm going to meticulously do that before I put it in the bag. The other things that I got in this bag, this is a Simms travel bag. I have all my Maxima 1 through 6 pound, or this is 2 through 6 pound. I'll add one. I got some scientific English tippet. I do have a spare fly line, so this is something I like to bring. It's just helpful to have it. You never know. I somehow have a tendency of breaking fly lines too. So that is one of the things that I do tend to bring that's extra. I got my polarized glasses. Not everybody might like this statement, but you do not need to wear these to the airport. It doesn't need to be done. So everybody will already know that you fish. The conversations will be had. It'll be very clear. I'll probably be wearing Spawn and Simms gear. So the conversation's already there. You do not need to wear your fishing polarized glasses in the airport. I say that because they get forgotten. People come to us saying they lost their glasses or this or that. Keep them in your bag. They'll be ready for you when you're on the water. So they're locked and loaded in here. They're going in there and they're staying in there. And for somebody that packs last, like me, leave tomorrow, pack today, it's important. The other thing I got rocking in here, I got 2 reels. Waterworks Force, great light reel. This will be going my 4-weight. And then I got an old school Sage, both with floating lines on it. So, pretty excited about that. So I'm missing a few things in here. I got nippers. I got some old school pliers. I got a battery pack for my phone. Anything else I need to charge out there that's fully rigged and ready to rock and roll. So that's what I currently have. But we have all this. So there's several other things I need to grab. I'm going to come over here. Most of the time, I don't fish tapered leaders, but for these fisheries, it is very important. So definitely going to be grabbing some tapered leaders. I will legitimately grab them. So I'm going to go all the way from 6X. 6, 5, 4, 3. I won't go 2, 1, or 0. Not super applicable to these fisheries. And then I'm going to do the same in 9 foot. I will grab a set. No, I'm not going to grab a 7X. 6, 5, 4, 3. I'm bringing them all. I mean, it's not too often that you get to make these trips. I think it's super important to be prepared, and this isn't gonna break the bank. So the other thing I'm gonna do, I will fill out that tippet class that I have, just so I have everything here. I'm gonna set those up there, check out later. The other thing I'm gonna do, generally I do this before, which doesn't really make any sense, but it doesn't really matter, is I'm gonna pick out some flies that I've wanted to fish that I haven't had the opportunity to fish because I haven't fished a fishery where they're applicable, or this or that, but I will grab some flies out of the fly bin. It's ice off right now, so I don't really have a full inclination as to what we'll be using. I have some general ideas. I do have some individuals that have been up there and fished, gave us the call, so it's really exciting. So I'm gonna get some heavier, sort of like jig-oriented damsel flies. These might not be what we use. These are all balanced, so I can throw them under an indicator. Be really cool. And then, without knocking Pete over, I'm gonna grab just some stimulators, some dry fly, general dry flies, and then some mosquitoes. These are a nice little fly here. You know, we don't get the opportunity to use these as much out here on the coast. This will be the highest I've fished above sea level in a long time. So, I mean, I'm not completely out of my element, but I will rely on the knowledge of those that I'm going to be joining. But I want to have a good swath of, ooh, I'm going to take a fly puck too. So, I'm going to come over, get all these things, and then the other thing I'm going to do after I check out and get all that stuff is I have all of these fly boxes here. These ones are mine. Some of these are from the last time I went fishing in Colorado. So I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna work through all this stuff. Some of it's just, I mean, they've been in there for a long time. I don't even remember the last time I fished some of this stuff. I'm gonna clean that out tonight, get rid of a bunch of stuff. If it's got rust on it, throw it away. You don't need to keep it. And I'm gonna go through and curate a box just for it. So I got some dry flies, I got some nymphs, different little day off packs. I also got a handful of Oros that I need to make sure I check out with. And then, favorite part, if you got a buddy that's tying flies all the time, like I do, who's holding this camera, named Pete, phenomenal tyer, I'm going to raid his boxes. So, super important tactic when it comes to traveling. If you have a friend or a family member that's a far superior tyer to you, solicit that and make sure that you come in there. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in here, and he is aware of this. Sometimes you can sneak them out when they're not looking, but I mean, look at that. Those are for sure getting snagged. So I'm gonna set those over there. Oh yep, gonna grab a couple of those. Don't be greedy, but definitely get in there. Oh, look at it. I mean, I wish we were fishing for coho, but those are great. More coho bugs. I'm gonna come in here, steal some more leeches, but you get the idea. Grab some gear from your friends, get ready, bring a ton of flies. So we're gonna be hiking in. This isn't a video in terms of preparation for things that you're gonna need outside of what we have at the fly shop. You should bring your sunscreen, bug spray, but that's an entirely different operation. Physically in the shop, we won't have time to go to a shop when we're in the area. Would love to. If you do have the opportunity to, be sure to go check them out. Be sure to support them. All fly shops really appreciate that. I know we appreciate that, and I do my best to return the favor when we can. But go through, clean out all your stuff. Like I said, for those of you that don't live in these destinations, you don't get the opportunity to do it all the time. So you got these gear, you got these boxes that are kind of sitting somewhere for a long period of time. Get in there, clean it out, get ready. Don't skimp on your leaders. Don't skimp on your tippet. Make sure it's all nice new stuff. Make sure your rods are in check. Leave your glasses in your bag and have an awesome time. It's going to be a ton of fun. I can't wait to get out there. It's been a long time since I fished the Alpine. I know you guys are going to be excited to see it. I think it's going to be phenomenal. And yeah, I hope that answers some questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, hit like, hit subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. All right, so little side segment here. We got some 12-foot 7X leaders here. I'm meeting up with lifelong best friends. And of course, one of them is a 7X guy. So I'm going to take a picture, talk a little trash, ask him if he needs me to pick up an 8X, if we can find it. But good banter always makes for a great trip. So start it early.